when you see the R-rated version of Rebel Moon, you're gonna be like, fuck, this is heavy metal like come to life is really what it is. And that's kind of what I really wanted to do. That was the thesis of my whole like me being turned on by this sci-fi, because like the thing you can do, I feel like the thing that you can do with that format was you could really deconstruct sci-fi. Like we always talk about, like I said this at the Directors Guild, like when Luke Skywalker walks into the cantina and like is confronted by Walrus Man, like, is that sexual? Like, is he like, he's fucking with Luke. Luke's like some farm boy in this bar, in this rough bar. Like, what's going to happen to Luke?
Right.
Like, that's a conversation you cannot have.
Right.
In the context of Star Wars. Right.
Right.
There's no chance.
Right.
Like, that's not going to, but like in heavy metal, that's real.
Yeah.
That threat is real.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not anything other than like a naive farm boy walking into like a gritty city bar that he doesn't know what the fuck, he's out of his element. Other than that he's our hero.
Right.
And he's got to go through a crucible and he's got to learn, you know, he's got to like, these are the like Joseph Campbellian parts of his journey. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but that's kind of what, it's cool because, you know, I've always been like the hugest fan of heavy metal. I think it's like it was the coolest thing.
Heavy metal was amazing.
It's like, it always like made me, it kind of broke me for comics a little bit because, you know, it was always like super sexy and super violent. Mm-hmm. And so you'd get a normal comic and be like, when are they going to start fucking? Because, you know, it's...
Yeah, it was always sexual. And there was one that I remember was like very stunning to me, very shocking when I was a kid. And it was pretty sure it was heavy metal, but it was one of those genres where it was a guy and his wife started a relationship with a robot.
Oh yeah, cool.
And he tried to like fight off the robot, and the robot broke his arm with his big dick hanging out. Like the robot had like this big giant flaccid dick, and he broke the guy's arm and was like smiling at him. And it was just so like, crazy. Jesus Christ.
Sounds amazing.
It was amazing, but it was also like indicative of that genre, those days. Like this is the 70s, right? The 70s when they first started publishing that.
Yeah,
right?
all that was on the ragged edge, which was so underground and so cult and so weird. That's what I loved about it, and that's what I wanted to do with the movie. Is like say, what does the cult underground raw sci-fi movie look like, you know?
So is it hard to do the PG-13 version?
It was very hard. It was really...
Is it conflicted? Like, what does it
was
feel
super
like?
conflicted. Although the only thing I will say is that I was liberated by the fact that I knew the R-rated version exists. So there was, in the other versions of this work, in the other director's cuts, there was a version where that director's cut never was seen. There's a very good chance that movie never saw the light of day, because where would you show it?
Right.
In the old world, in the movie days, all you had was DVD as your option. And if DVD said, yeah, we're good with like just the normal version, then that would have been it. Yeah. And it would just die a death. And whatever you intended for the movie would just never be seen. And that's just how it was. And so in this scenario, I was like super grateful to Netflix, because I was like, you guys have like done a thing that I've never been able to do my entire career. And that is like, know that this version of the movie exists and it's going to be seen.